Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. And I'm back with more hip hop news and a topic I never have discussed before, a discussion that I seen on social media last week. A topic that I never thought about as well, and a word I've never said before, but the best posthumous album released in hip hop. So albums that have been released after someone's untimely demise, after someone has left the earth, albums that have been released after that. And I think the discussion has become bigger after the Mob Deep Infinite album has been released recently. Of course, Prodigy is no longer here. Rest in peace to Prodigy. But this discussion came along because how great Mob Deep's project has been received. So, best posthumous album that's been released is a discussion that I will be having in this segment. And, there are a lot of greats that have moved along, have passed along, that can be in this discussion. Artists like Big Pun, rest in peace to all these guys as well. Big Pun, Tupac, Biggie, Mac Miller, Easy E, Big L, who has a project that's releasing soon. DMX, Pop Smoke, and Young Dolph have all released albums posthumously through in hip hop history, and all have released great projects. And I'm not um, gonna be fake inside. I listened to all these projects, and I haven't listened to all these albums, but I've listened to most of them, with the exception of maybe Mac Miller's and Big L's, which I listened to a little bit yesterday. Uh, but I don't know, Big L sound is a little bit different for me. It's very New York sounding, but the new song that he just put out with Nas, if the album is gonna sound like that, I'm gonna like it because of the production. His voice sounds a little bit different on it. So I think that album might do it better for me than that album that he put out posthumously, which was his debut album as well. So uh, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to that and try to see if I can listen to it again because of he's highly touted in hip hop circles about how great he is as a lyricist and things like that. So it's gonna be something that I want to listen to just to see if I can get the same feeling from it. But for me, the best posthumous album ever released is Biggie's Life After Death album. Ironically, it was titled Life After Death, which is the best album in this discussion for me. And I think most people would agree. It was a double album as well. It had the biggest budget, of course, him being signed to Bad Boy Records and having Puff behind him, one of the best musical ears ever. But as far as posthumous albums go, or even albums, period, this would be considered one of the greats. And the debate I'm gonna probably have later is this album better than Life After Death? Because Life After Death was a short, concise project or an album that I think adds another element to it because we love the concisiveness and cohesiveness of a project. Damn, sorry. Being able to do that. So that's an interesting discussion to have. But this album from Biggie had production from Easy Mo B, very famous producer in the '90s. RZA, of course, from Wu Tang. DJ Premier, another great producer. The Hitman, who are Puff's producer from back in the day, with Stevie J and the crew. And then, of course, Buck Wild, which is another great producer as well. And then it has some of the biggest features on it. So you had a feature with Jay-Z, I Love the Dough. You had a feature with the Locks. You had the feature with R. Kelly, I'm Loving You Tonight, the edited version, of course. Mace, the Mace song with Mace and Puff, Mo Money, Mo Problems, one of the biggest songs in hip hop history, especially even without the posthumous stuff. It still was one of the biggest releases ever. Then you have the song with 112, which is my favorite song from Biggie. The 112 and Biggie song, The Sky's the Limit, one of the most introspective songs that you got from Biggie. Wasn't a lot of storytelling, but just more of so of his perspective on things. Him being able to look out for his daughter, look out for his son, and look out for his family from a general perspective. So one of the greatest songs in hip hop history to me, and the best song I think from Biggie, um, in my opinion. not just from a lyrical standpoint, but just from introspective and just the overall emotional feeling, the buy-in that it gives you. And it just shows you that Biggie could have went to, he went to deeper levels to actually get his art out. And then you had, of course, the Bone Thugs collaboration with Notorious Thugs, huge record as well. But this album was great, and this album was pretty much like a greatest hits for Biggie around that time. So nobody expected, of course, him to be gone so soon, and he only got a chance to release one album while he was still here. But it was just made you think about how great he could have been if he was still here, and just the talent that he had, and being able to have the budgets and the resources that he had at the time was major as well. So it definitely added to the um, legend that is Big. Rest in peace. But posthumously, I think he had the best album um, ever from that aspect. And this album was released just 16 days after his passing. So I believed he got a chance to make this album in its entirety. I'm not sure if he was able to pick out the track list and things like that, but all of these songs wasn't just pieced from different sources. So a lot of times, albums that are released from a posthumous standpoint are pieced together from different places and made together like an album. But I think he actually made this as an album before he got a chance to go, and it's just what most albums didn't have that chance. So I don't think that should factor in to this discussion, because it's just about the album that was released after after your untimely demise, not just the way it was put together or how it was pieced together, but just having an album that released after your passing is the discussion. So rest in peace to all of those different, to all those guys I discussed and others that I didn't discuss that released albums posthumously. Um, but I think Biggie's Life After Death double disc album is the best posthumous album ever. And thanks for tuning into the Urban Scope podcast. Until next time, I'll see you next time.